Hi everyone, welcome to the Don method. We're gonna get started. Move at your own pace, take modifications wherever you need to. From here, let's bring the arms high overhead. We'll bring the right elbow beneath the left elbow, crossing at the wrist, bringing the palms together to touch. From here, you have some options. You can bring forearms forward and back away from your face. It might be a really small movement. You can begin to draw circles with the elbows here as another alternative. Maybe you're taking some side body stretches. Maybe you're taking some gentle back bends, leading with the chest, maybe some gentle forward folds. Just see what your body needs here. Good. Once you're ready, let's release the grip of the arms and we're gonna come right onto the other side. So let's bring the left elbow beneath the right. You can cross at the wrist, bringing the palms together to touch. And you can always do forearm to forearm or grab onto opposite shoulders if this is a challenging grip for you. From here, you can bring hands forward and back. Maybe you're drawing little circles with the elbows. Maybe side body stretches, back bends, maybe forward folds. Just take your time here, staying here for a couple more rounds of breath. Good. Once you're ready, let's take it back to center. We're going to bring the arms high overhead. Take a nice big inhale. On an exhale, let's fold it forward. On an inhale, let's lift it up halfway with a nice flat back. We'll plant the palms, stepping it back to a high plank, top of a push-up. From here, let's move straight into our down dog. So you're going to feel your sit bones reach up and back, coming into that inverted V shape. On your own time, on an inhale, let's reach the right leg high. On an exhale, let's step it through to our low lunge, getting your right foot right beneath the right knee. Let's bring the hand to your right thigh and begin to open up your chest towards the right. We'll reach those right fingertips high. Feel the back of your left thigh reach up towards the ceiling. Keep that right knee right above your ankle. Breathing into it, inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, maybe twist a bit more. On your own time, you can lower the fingertips down. Let's step the back foot forward. We'll sit back into an imaginary chair. Feel that rotation of pelvis towards navel, making sure the low back is nice and neutral. On an exhale, let's take it into a chair pose with airplane arms, palms face down. Feel your shoulder blades move towards one another. On an inhale, we'll rise it all the way up to standing. Find your cactus arms, about 90-degree bends in the elbows. Shine your heart upward. On an inhale, we'll take it back to an upright. On an exhale, folding it forward. On an inhale, lift it up halfway with that nice flat back. On an exhale, plant your palms. Step it back to your high plank, top of a push-up. Lowering onto the knees, taking your modified plank here. Make sure you're feeling that rotation of pelvis towards navel. From here, you're gonna lower just halfway down and then straighten those arms. Bring your big toes together to touch, your knees out wide, coming into your child's pose. So from here, we're going to transition, coming back into our modified plank here on the knees, rotation of pelvis towards the navel. Slide your head back into that imaginary headrest. Lead with the chest as you lower just halfway down, bending the elbows, trying to get a 90-degree bend at the elbows. It's okay if it's not quite there. We'll straighten the arms, sitting the hips back, coming into our child's pose. All right, move through at your own pace. Taking a few more rounds here. You can even roll with the spine, seeing where you want to take it. You can take organic movement here as well. Let's just take one more round, all right? We're gonna take it forward, taking that modified chaturanga push-up, sitting it back into our child's pose, and from here, let's take it into our down dog. On an inhale, let's reach the left leg high. On an exhale, step through to your low lunge. Let's bring the left hand to the left thigh, opening the chest towards the left. You can reach your left fingertips high. You can feel the back of your right thigh reach up towards the ceiling, breathing into it. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, maybe you twist a little bit more. Good, on your own time, let's lower the fingertips down. We'll step that back foot forward. From here, on an inhale, let's sit the hips down low, reaching the fingertips high, coming into our chair pose. Holding it here. Make sure your feet are parallel in hip distance. You might trust yourself to sit back further into your imaginary chair. On an exhale, we'll find airplane arms, palms face down. Roll those shoulders back. Feel that space you're creating between your collarbones. On an inhale, we'll rise it up to standing. Find your cactus arms, shine the heart up towards the sky. On an inhale, we'll take it to an upright, get tall. On an exhale, folding it forward with a nice flat back. Relax your torso, relax your head and neck. On an inhale, we'll lift it up halfway with a nice flat back. On an exhale, let's step the left foot back here. From here, feel your chest reach forward as you inhale. Work towards straightening your front leg while keeping your hips squared off as you exhale. Feel your belly button move towards your thigh. Now let's take it back to that low lunge, reaching your chest forward. Then we'll straighten the front leg, feeling the belly move towards the thigh. Moving at your own pace. Good. On your own time, we'll find that nice lunge in that front knee. Let's spin the back heel flat, rising it up to a warrior one. Getting your back heel grounded onto the mat, really ground down the outside of your back foot. From here, we're going to bring the left elbow beneath the right, crossing at the wrist, finding those eagle arms, the arms we took at the beginning of our practice today. Keep your hips squared off. From here, on an inhale, we'll reach the chest high. Feel your fingertips reach towards the back. On an exhale, hinge forward at the hips. From here, let's take another round, inhaling, reaching the chest high. Exhaling, hinging it forward at the hips. From here, we'll take it back to an upright. Pivot onto your left sole of the foot, so you're in a lunge position here. Find a point of focus to bring your attention to. From here, we'll lift off, taking it into a warrior three with eagle arms. You can stay a little bit lower to the ground, or you might try to create almost a T-like shape with your body as your left heel reaches back, your fingertips reach forward, zip up your core, get the back of the neck long. Then we'll rise it up to standing. Release the bind of the arms from here, bring the hands to heart center. We'll sit the hips back and down, bring your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh, coming into a prayer twist. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, you might twist more. Try to keep your knees stacked right above the ankles here. Feet are parallel in hip distance, or your big toes are together to touch. Take another round of breath. On an exhale, let's fold it forward, let it all go. On an inhale, let's lift it up halfway with that nice flat back. On an exhale, plant your palms, step it back to your high plank, top of a push-up. From here, you're welcome to move through chaturanga and up dog. We'll eventually all meet in down dog, so take your time to get there. If you're moving through chaturanga, you just lower halfway down, bending at the elbows, flip onto the tops of the feet, allowing your thighs to hover off the mat. And we'll curl the toes under, making our way back into our down dog. Good. From here, at the bottom of an exhale, you can step to the top of the mat. On an inhale, lift it up halfway. On an exhale, you'll plant your palms. This time we'll step the right foot back so your left foot is forward. Reach your chest forward as you inhale. As you exhale, we'll hinge at the hips, straightening that front leg, bringing the belly towards the thigh. It's okay if it's nowhere near there. Moving at your own pace, taking a couple rounds here, inhaling as you bend into that front knee, exhaling as you fold over that front leg. Eventually, we'll find that nice bend in the front knee. We'll spin the back heel flat, rising it up to our warrior one. From your warrior one, bring your right elbow beneath the left, finding those eagle arms on this side. From here, make sure your hips are nice and squared off. We'll begin reaching the chest high. Feel the belly button move towards the spine, engaging your core so you're supporting your low back. On an exhale, let's hinge it forward. On an inhale, rising it up, reaching your chest high. See where you want to take the back bend. On an exhale, hinging it forward. Eventually, taking it to an upright, we'll pivot on to our right sole of the foot, preparing to lift off. Woo, taking it into our warrior three, extending that right heel back. Feel your fingertips reach forward. Feel your chest slightly reach forward. Feel that energetic pull in opposite directions. And on your own time, let's bring the feet parallel to one another at the top of the mat. We'll release the bind of the arms, reaching the fingertips high. Sit back into your imaginary chair. Bring your hands to heart center. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, hook your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Inhaling, lengthening the spine. Exhaling, twisting. Try to keep your hips nice and squared off. Make sure those knees are above the ankles. Just make sure the knees aren't going past your toes. Maybe trust yourself to sit back further into your imaginary chair. On an exhale, we'll fold it forward. On an inhale, lift it up halfway with your nice flat back. Plant your palms, step it back to your high plank. Moving through your version of your flow, you can take that chaturanga push-up, then your back bend, your up dog, and eventually you can take it into your down dog. But remember, you can always take modifications here. You can always move straight into your down dog. At the bottom of an exhale, you can step or jump to the top of the mat. We'll sit the hips down low, reaching the fingertips high. On an exhale, find your airplane arms in your chair pose. From here, we'll rise it up to standing, inviting the right leg with us. From here, bring your right elbow beneath the left, finding your eagle arms. Then begin to extend your right heel towards the back of the room, coming into that warrior three variation with eagle arms. From here, we'll land in a crescent lunge stance. So you want to make sure your left knee is right above the ankle. Your hips are nice and squared off to the front of the mat. From here, you'll bend in both knees, lunging. Then we'll straighten both legs, twisting towards the left. It can be a very small movement. Just feel the twist happening at your mid-body. Good. From here, we'll lunge, we'll rise it up, then we'll twist. So you're taking it back to center as you take your lunge, straightening both legs, and you twist. Good. Move at your own pace. Make sure you're breathing, finding your point of focus so you find your stability. Good. From here, we're going to move through for another 3, another 2, another 1. Good. From here, find that nice bend in your front knee. We'll lift off, taking it into that warrior 3 here. Feel your heel reach back as your fingertips reach forward. Beautiful. Let's take it all the way up to standing. Release the bind of the arms, reaching your fingertips high. Take a nice big inhale. On an exhale, we'll fold it forward. On an inhale, lift it up halfway with your nice flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, step it back to your high plank, top of a push-up, moving through your flow at your own pace. Whatever that means for you at this point. Good. Coming into your down dog. Taking a couple of rounds of breath in your down dog. Good. Once you're ready, at the bottom of an exhale, you'll step or jump to the top of your mat. From here, let's sit the hips down low, reaching the fingertips high. On an exhale, find your airplane arms. From here, we'll rise it all the way up to standing, inviting the left leg with us on the side. From here, bring your left elbow beneath the right. Focus on one non-moving point. Level your hips to one another, leveling that left hip in line with the right. And we'll extend that left heel back, coming into this warrior 3 variation with eagle arms. Feeling that active pull in opposite directions. And once you're ready, we'll land in our crescent lunge stance. Take a moment to settle here. Make sure your feet are moving along the lines of your hips, so they're hip distance here. Back heel is lifted off the mat. Hips are squared off towards the top of your mat. From here, we're going to lunge, bending in both knees. We're straightening both legs, and we're twisting towards the right. It can be a very small movement, remember. Just move at your own pace. Take your time. Make sure you're breathing. We're gonna move through for another 3, another 2, another 1. Good, taking it to center. From here, we're gonna lift off once again, taking it into that warrior 3 with eagle arms. Feel that active pull in opposite directions. And we'll take it back to standing. From here, bring the arms high overhead, get nice and tall. On an exhale, we'll fold it forward. On an inhale, lift it up halfway with your nice flat back. On an exhale, we'll plant the palms, stepping it back, moving through your flow at your own pace. Good, taking another couple rounds of breath here. And from here at the bottom of an exhale, you can step to the top of your mat. We'll sit the hips down low, reaching the fingertips high. On an exhale, find your airplane arms. On an inhale, let's rise it up to standing. Invite your right leg with you. From here, let's bring the right elbow beneath the left, finding your eagle arms. Focus on that one non-moving point. And we'll begin to invite that right heel back. Once again, coming in to that warrior three, squaring off your hips to the mat. From here, we're going to take a variation of Shiva squats. So you'll begin to bend just a little bit in that left knee. Just make sure that left knee doesn't go past the toes. Bring your right knee to the back of your left knee, then extend that right heel high. You're gonna bring knee to knee, right knee to the back of that left knee. Try to keep your knee moving in line with your ankle so it's not wobbling from right to left so much. And as you extend that back heel long, you can reach your fingertips a little bit further forward. Good. Moving through at your own pace for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. From here, you can take it right up to standing. Releasing the bind of the arms, reach your fingertips high. On an exhale, it's folded forward. Holding it here in your forward fold for a couple breaths. You might gently wag your tail. You might sway your torso right to left. Just giving yourself a couple rounds of breath in that forward fold. And then once you're ready, on an inhale, we'll lift it up halfway with that nice flat back. On an exhale, plant those palms, step it back to your high plank, moving through your flow at your own pace. Good, taking another round of breath here. And on your own time, you can step or jump to the top of your mat. We'll sit those hips down low, reaching the fingertips high. From here, on an exhale, finding your airplane arms. On an inhale, we'll rise it all the way up to standing, inviting our left leg with us on this side. From here, bring your left elbow beneath the right, flexing your left foot, finding your drishti, your point of focus. We'll extend that left heel back, finding your stability in that standing foot, in that standing leg, your right leg. Feel your fingertips reach forward. Bring your left knee to the back of your right knee, bending slightly in your right knee, making sure the knee moves in line with your toes, but not past your toes. Then extend both legs long without locking the joints. Bringing knee to knee, taking the Shiva squat variation, then extend long. Move at your own pace. You're gonna feel it a bit more the higher you lift that left heel. Good, moving through for another 5, 4, 3, whew, you might lose your balance and you can come right back into it for another 2 and 1. Whew, beautiful. You're probably feeling it in your glutes quite a bit now. It's perfectly normal, that's the intention. Let's reach those fingertips high. On an exhale, bring your hands towards your hips. And I want you to just take some nice big circles with your hips here. Then reverse the direction of your circles. Good. Now we'll take it back to center. Bring the arms high overhead, get tall. On an exhale, this time we'll fold it forward. On an inhale, lift it up halfway with your nice flat back. On an exhale, plant the palms, step it back to your high plank, top of a push-up. Moving through your flow one more time, maybe chaturanga, up dog, maybe you're skipping out on it. We'll meet in a down dog. Taking another round of breath. And let's step to the top of the mat, coming in to a comfortable seated position. Then we're going to lower all the way down onto our backs. From here, bring your right elbow beneath the left elbow. Bring your right knee on top of the left knee. So we're in an eagle position on our back, crossing the arms, crossing the legs very tightly together. Lift your left foot off the mat. From here, reach your toes forward, reach your fingertips back. On an exhale, we'll crunch, bringing the elbows towards the knees. Inhale, get long, but try to hammer your belly button into your mat. Try not to allow the low back to lift off the mat. Inhale, get long. Exhale, hug it in. Moving through at your own pace. Moving through for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Hug your knees in towards your chest, rocking from right to left. From here, we're gonna come around to the other side. Bring your left knee on top of the right. Bring your left elbow beneath the right. Lift your toes off the mat. Extend long, reaching fingertips and toes in opposite directions. Exhale, hug them together. Get your shoulder blades off the mat. As you hug it all in, get long as you extend. Moving through for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. From here, grab onto your hamstrings and roll along the length of your spine, giving yourself a few rolls along the length of your mat. Then we'll take it into our comfortable seated position. Thank you so much for moving with me. That's the end of our 21 minutes. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.